Is the best salesperson always the best choice to be a sales manager?
The people who have been top performers, top performing salespeople in organizations are not necessarily the people who are best able to adapt to running a team and thinking as a team player. They are used to being, to a degree, lone wolves and sometimes a little bit maverick in sales situations. And they're used to making things happen. Now, those sort of people are not necessarily the people who understand that fundamental concept of understanding what their team want and helping them achieve that, and then basking in that reflected glory. So it can be quite a transition, and they do really have to go through a number of hurdles to get used to the change.
If I can sum up what you just said, a couple of things that just came to my mind. A good manager needs to leave behind some of the things that made him a great sales rep. They need to be more process, more measurement oriented, and salespeople seldom are really process oriented. They're more, as you say, the lone wolf, and that's what we're getting at.
Yes. Yeah.
Where do sales managers go to learn their art?
When I was first made a sales manager, I was promoted from within. I was given an underperforming team, and there was huge pressure on me to turn it around very quickly. And you do tend to revert to type, and you tend to lead individual sales opportunities themselves, and you kind of give the credit to the sales guys. But of course you can't scale doing it that way. You have to learn to coach people to do things the way you think of the right way of doing things. So I think there is an absence of sales management training as far as I can see. The way of getting around it, though, to a degree, I think, is to make sure that the sales team is equipped with the right sales methodologies. So you're all speaking the same language, whether it comes down to opportunity assessment, assessment of the competitive position within an opportunity, or even straightforward forecasting. What do you mean by commit? What do you mean by upside? And so basic training around opportunity assessment is, in my view, will go a long way to addressing some of those issues. Otherwise, again, in the absence of formal training, you're going to have to help yourself. You're going to have to read as many books as you can. There are some great books around by people who interview the leaders of major organizations, and most of the leaders of the major organizations, certainly in the technology space today, spend a lot of their time in front of customers and talking about sales execution. So read those, and a lot of it's going to be about self-help, but also find a mentor in the organization who you really trust, you really believe has got the coaching skills that you admire, and ask him or her for help.
What's your experience with using external consultants to kind of do a health check of the processes and the people and the company all over?
Generally pretty good. There is an action orientation I think we all have anyway, and particularly sales reps who've been promoted into sales management positions. I mean, they're by nature action oriented. I mean, that's how they've earned their stripes in the first place. So you have to hold back before you implement change, because you don't actually know what needs changing. Using an external consultant will allow you to get a different perspective on things, and also sometimes give the sales reps the opportunity of feeding back to your external consultant, if you trust him, something they may not want to share directly with you until they get to know you and trust you. So getting external consultants involved in, for example, social events, but more importantly, off-site training events or even off-site team building events can be incredibly valuable.